Neal, how pleased are you with that first win?
Yeah, I said the other day that we needed, I'd take a result over a performance. So to come away from home against the team that got in the playoffs last season on a plastic pitch that they would be, should be better than us on, and keep a clean sheet and get our first win, I would have snapped anybody's hand off and paid good money for that.
And a clean sheet, you'd have snapped everybody's two hands off.
Yes, of course, yeah. I think we made it difficult for ourselves in the second half, but I thought first half we was excellent going forward.
Were there moments in that game as well where you had to almost ride your luck with the penalty in that first half, and they had plenty of opportunities themselves?
Yeah, I thought the first half, I thought we could have been 2 or 3 up before their penalty. So when they got the penalty not long before half time, I thought that would have been a real kick in the proverbials, because I didn't think we deserved to be 1-0 down at half time. And then our one was clear cut, and credit to the ref and the fourth official. They all took their time to talk amongst each other. We had a great view. It was handball on the goal line. It stopped a goal going in, so it was a penalty and a sending off, and they got the decision right. So it's tough when you're 1-0 up and you've given away 2 leads in 2 games this week. We knew they would go to a 3-4-2, so we talked about how you play against that. We've got to get our width, our full-backs out. We've got to look to switch play. We've got to try and get the ball down and pass. But they come out with a good intensity, and we never dealt with it. I thought they caused our centre-halves problems in that second half, and they were winning flick-ons and getting runners in behind, and we weren't dealing with things. We were making our own problems, and then at the other end we lacked that bit of quality, and maybe there was that nervousness because of what's happened over the last week.
Do you think then that the first win tonight, the first clean sheet, will help to kind of quell any of that nervousness and actually help going forward?
I hope so. I just said to him in there, with all the conditions of today, that's a fantastic win. We want to learn and get better, so we'll do some video analysis this week, and we'll look at what caused us problems, what we need to do better, and then obviously try and make sure we do better on Sunday. But it's great Sunday. We've got two other players coming back into the fold as well, so we'll have a good squad to choose from, hopefully.
Yeah, a few headaches there now. Particularly, I thought Regan Booty was excellent out there this evening, and you bring Michael Doyle back in, and you've got choices now, haven't you?
Yeah, and it was really interesting when we lost Jim. Obviously, Saturday we knew Jim wouldn't be fit for today. A midfielder was on our sort of list. It was a position we wanted to add to, but obviously we accelerated it. And there was a few that we looked at. We narrowed it down to 2. Me and Cox had a good look at them, and we liked the 2. And it was great because he's had a lot of minutes pre-season, and we knew that if we needed him to go straight in, he could. And like I say, I thought he was excellent. But we've seen that on all the footage we'd watch.
You mentioned the plastic pitch earlier on. How much of a factor was that this evening? And mentioned before we started recording that it's murder on the joints, particularly for the older lads. So
I think Ben Turner's walking like RoboCop in there at the moment. He's had an hour of football in about 9 days, and I've thrown him straight into 90 minutes on he won't thank me for that, but I think the physio and that are going to have to do some work on him this week, see where we get him. But we just thought, we wanted to play him. He was keen to. He didn't know how he would handle the surfaces. Obviously a big lad, but we wanted to play him because we knew that Beck would cause us a problem, and maybe today Ben's experience and size might help us.
700 nearly Notts fans were right in behind you this evening. What do you make of them?
They were unbelievable. They didn't stop singing. They are fantastic, and obviously, my worry was that we would be in the lead and not losing, because it could turn. But they were fantastic all through the game, and we were all a bit tense. And second half, come on, we've got the extra man, and let's get up the pitch. And we knew what was going wrong and what we were doing wrong, but trying to stop it. Everything we said in the half-time team talk, we seemed to do the opposite in the second half. So, but like I say, we've kept a clean sheet. We've seen the game out. We've defended for our lives, and it's something to move on with.
You can't ignore it. Everybody knows the stresses and pressures in football, even though you're only 3 or 4 games into the season. So, how relieved are you to have that first win and get it early?
Yeah, very. Last week, as we know, was really tough. It's really strange to think there's only been a week gone and we're into the second week, because it feels like forever. It really does. But like I said in my press conferences, I haven't focused on what I normally do, sitting down, analysing the opposition, training, all that kind of stuff. It's just been about trying to evolve this squad for the greater good of this club, and the football's become almost secondary. So to get this result, hopefully get a little bit of confidence. Like I said, first month we just want to try and hang on in there and then try and build something that gets better as we go along.